Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Shahna Fairuz Ahlandyta Nafeesha and I'm from Universitas Al-Azhar, Indonesia. Okay, today I'm going to present about my research paper under the title The Influence of Diary Writing Activities on Academic Writing Skills. Okay, let me start by explaining the background of this research. And this research started from a common problem faced by students, and I will explain more about it in this section. The first one is diary writing is often seen as a purely personal activity. Many people don't consider diary writing as something educational. It's usually just viewed as a private habit done in someone's free time without any clear learning purpose, and it can significantly impact students' writing abilities. Because if we look deeper, this habit can actually play a big role in helping students improve how they write, especially when it becomes something they do consistently. And writing regularly helps reduce writing anxiety and increases confidence because a lot of students find it hard to organize their ideas when writing formal tasks like essays, and they know what they want to say, but putting it into words in a clear way can be very challenging. And also, writing regularly helps students to reduce writing with anxiety and increases confidence because when students build a habit of writing every day, they become more used to expressing themselves. And this helps them to feel less pressure when writing in formal settings. And previous studies shows that diary writing boosts language awareness and reflection. And diary writing is a simple, personal, and potentially powerful solution. Even though it looks basic, diary writing brings a mix of consistency, freedom, and reflection that makes it surprisingly strong method to support writing development. Okay, now let me explain the objectives of this research, and this study was guided by several key objectives, which I will explain briefly one by one. The first one is to explore how diary writing habits influence academic writing skills. It is first goal to understand whether students' regular habit of writing diaries has any real effects on their academic writing, whether it improves clarity, structure, and overall writing performance. And the second one is to propose diary writing as an alternative learning method. The study also aimed to suggest diary writing as a possible method that can support learning, especially for students who struggle with traditional academic writing approaches. And the third one is to identify which aspects of writing are improved. This include figuring out what exactly improves through diary writing, such as vocabulary use, the grammar accuracy, sentence construction, and even writing confidence. And the last is to explore the development of personal writing style through diary writing. Finally, the research looked into how this habit helps students to find out and grow their own writing voice, making their writing more personal, expressive, and unique. And to answer this research objective, I use a descriptive qualitative method. This approach helped me to explore students' personal experiences and writing habits in more depth. And the participants were 15 university students who regularly write diaries. To collect the data, I used an online questionnaire and some interviews with open-ended questions. And the proposed was to find out on how their diary writing habits influence their academic skills. And after collecting the responses, I reviewed and grouped into their answers based on the improvements they experience, such as vocabulary use, sentence structure, critical thinking, and also the creativity. And now let's move on to the findings of this study, starting with vocabulary improvement. Most of the students said that diary writing improved their vocabulary. Many participants also shared that after writing regularly in a diary, they noticed their vocabulary getting stronger, they were able to use more words and express themselves better than before. And writing regularly helps students find and use the new words because when students write every day, they naturally come across new words. Like over time, they get used to trying out these words in their writing and then helps them to remember and apply them more often. And also builds vocabulary through personal experience, improves word choice and expression, and the rich vocabulary is clearer and better writing. And now let's continue to the next point, the improvement in sentence building ability. Diary writing helped them to write better sentences. Many students say that since they started to write daily regularly, they became more skilled at forming clear and complex sentences. The habit gave them more control over how they structure their thoughts, and it helps reduce grammar mistakes and improve the sentence flow because by writing every day, they made fewer grammar errors and their sentences began to flow more smoothly, and writing felt more natural and easier to flow. And students also become more confident in building correct and effective sentences because as they practiced more, their confidence grew. They didn't feel as worried as stuck when trying to write long or complex sentences, especially in academic tasks. And lessons provides consistent practice in organizing ideas clearly. Like their writing also helped them to learn on how to arrange their thoughts in logical order. Each entry became a chance to practice putting ideas into words that made sense from beginning to end. Okay, let's move on to the next point, which is diary writing supports students in critical thinking ability, encourages analytical thinking and structure arguments. Like when students write, they practice organizing their thoughts clearly. They learn to explain ideas step by step and build the good arguments. And it also trains them to think deeper and ask why and how. Diary writing pushes students to go deeper and by asking questions like why did this happen and how could it be different? This makes their thinking sharper. And this ability also useful for essays, report, and academic arguments. And the thinking skills from diary writing help students to better in work like essays and reports where they need to explain ideas well, and encourages personal conclusion and problem solving. By writing diaries, students get used to making their own decisions and finding solution to problems on their reflection. So let's move on to the next point, which is how diary writing boosts students' creativity in their academic writing. The first one is writing diaries helps students express ideas freely. When students write diaries, they can share whatever's on their mind without worrying about rules. These freedoms help their ideas flow better. And it also builds a unique and personal writing style because regular diary writing lets students develop their own way of thinking and writing. They create a style that's different and personal, not just copying others. And it makes writing more interesting and less monotonous because when they can write about many topics and feelings, the diary writing keeps their writing fresh and fun, not boring or repetitive. And also helps students generate ideas and avoid writer's block. Like writing diary helps students come up with new ideas more easily. It also stops them from getting stuck or blocked when they have to write something important. Okay, let me explain about this visual mind map, and it is about how diary writing builds our writing skills, and I will conclude it from the beginning until the end. And the first point, of course, diary writing in a routine, yeah, because when we make a diary writing into a habit, we write regularly, and this helps us to feel more comfortable in writing. And then we got to expressing our ideas freely, because in a diary, we don't worry too much about grammar or rules because we just write what we think or we feel. This makes it easier to express our ideas freely. And you get to practice choosing words, structuring the sentences, because when we write often, we naturally get better at picking the right words, the good words, and putting them into a good sentences. It's like daily practice without pressure. And then we get to reflection and critical thinking, writing about our day and thoughts make us to reflect to our daily life because we can think deeper about what happened, how we felt, and why. And this build our thinking skills come up. And as a result, our academic skills in writing also improves. We get better vocabulary, grammar, and clarity, and even the creativity, and all from the simple diary habit. And to close this discussion, I will talk about the conclusion. So, the habit of writing a diary positively influences students' writing skills, especially in vocabulary use, sentence construction, critical thinking, and also the creativity. This means that by writing regularly, students don't just get better at grammar or words, but also learn to think more deeply and come up with original ideas. And regular diary writing not only enhances academic writing ability, but also supports the personal development. That's why encouraging students to make a diary writing a regular routine can be a practical and effective way to boost their overall writing skills and way of thinking. So, in the end, something as simple and personal as keeping a diary could actually become a powerful tool to support students in improving their academic writing. It shows that small habits can make a big difference in learning and creativity. So that's all my presentation about my research paper. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.